save the conversation, for a more appropriate time. We do have lots of conversations in the classroom. Wonderful imagination. He can be super creative.
Some amazing stories.
Yeah. He's definitely confident in the subjects that he feels like he's mastered.
Okay.
So when we're looking at sciences, we're looking at math, he's always quick to participate. But I'm noticing that he's reluctant to share his ideas and his thoughts when it's something that he feels he hasn't mastered.
So he's unsure.
Yeah, when he becomes unsure.
It's almost like he doesn't want to do some things at home that he's unsure of too.
Yeah, so we're basically, in order to address this issue, even as a class, like instead of just like addressing it to Hayden, we watched a YouTube video last week it's called Famous Failures. So it shows Albert Einstein's failures, Martin Luther King, so all kinds of those like role models to just show Hayden that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to take a risk. And just remind him, at school, and I mean at home I'm sure you do as well, just remind him that making mistakes is okay. Focus on that aspect of him trying, wow, you tried really hard, look at you go.
Yeah, we push him to try, but focusing on the making mistakes is a really good idea.
Yeah, and that's how we learn.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. I still make mistakes as a teacher, and I definitely...
make mistakes all the time at work.
Exactly. I definitely acknowledge that to my students. In terms of collaboration, like I said, he's super social butterfly, works really well in groups. He's well liked by his peers, communicates respectfully, which is fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah, but the only thing, again, back to the same thing, is just working on sharing his ideas with the group even when he's unsure.
Okay.
Allow him to participate critically with the group when, someone's opinion may be different and stuff like that. Like, don't sit back. Go ahead and take that risk.
Yeah. He needs to jump in.
Exactly, and I feel like he could do that. Like, I feel like that's something that's definitely achievable for him. So that's fantastic. Self-regulation is good. He reacts well if I come up, any feedback that he gets from me, he reacts super well. He takes it into consideration, I've noticed, to improve his learning. And again, though, with the independent work, he's not afraid to ask for help, which is good from the teacher. And he demonstrates that perseverance. Again, when it's a task that he kind of knows, he'll demonstrate that perseverance.
He wants to do a lot of stuff he knows.
Exactly. And he wants to show me that he knows it, which is fantastic. Yeah. But I also, again, I want to build that confidence in him to not be afraid to take those risks and ask those questions and give those ideas and kind of try to figure it out, you know what I mean, on its own, as well as have help from the group. So there's a few ones, and they do make me laugh a little bit. The responsibility, he does take responsibility most of the time for his actions. The one thing that I'm noticing he's not taking responsibility, though, for is the ownership of completing his work. So there was an instance last week where him and another student were working on a group project together. It wasn't completed. When I asked the students about it, he kind of like said, well, so-and-so didn't do this, right? So
yeah, I remember him coming home and telling me about that, but I didn't think I had the full story either.
Yeah, so we had a conversation about it, and he was actually really receptive to the conversation, which is good, right? So we're just working on owning our, if we're not handing in work, if assignments are late and they're not handed in on time. And I think part of not handing the assignments in on time may have something to do with the organization that he has. So for instance, like,
it's not the most organized.
No, which is, So we have agendas at school, and we are often writing in them to try to keep ourselves organized. They'll have a list of tasks that they have to complete. I did notice the other day when I was looking through his agenda that he hasn't been writing down what he needs to do. So we're really focusing on that.
Yeah.
And it may be because the time that we're doing is super informal. The kids are chatting, so he's probably getting lost in the chatter. In socializing as opposed to, doing what he needs to do in that moment. So we're definitely going to work on that. And it might just be as simple as me being like, hey, Hayden, don't forget to write that in your agenda, and Yeah, and the desk. Like, he has a hard time finding his materials in his desk.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit messy in there, and
probably looks like his bedroom.
Maybe, but that's okay. Again, what I've just been doing is like giving him some extra time, to just clean out his desk. I gave him, encouraging him to put his pencils back in his pencil case, really simple things that I think he can master. Other than that, wonderful. There are some things to work on, but he's doing well in other areas, so we'll just work on those and try to, encourage him to make mistakes and realize that that's okay, both at school and at home, and I think he's going to be good.
I think that sounds like a great suggestion. We'll definitely work on that.
Yeah,
thank you.
Definitely. Thank you. It's very nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you,
and we'll hopefully see you again.
Thank you.